Resistance and anxiety are like BFFs. You will often find them together. But here's the deal. Resistance is one of those kind of friends that anxiety's parents don't want them to spend time with because they're a bad influence. Let me explain. Hello, it's Mira Binzen here, author and co-founder, along with my mom and sister, of Global Family Wellness. We're here to empower your family with kids ages 6 to 16 or anyone who's interested in a positive, proactive, holistic approach to feeling less anxious and more awesome. So let's talk about resistance. It's a big problem for a lot of people who are experiencing anxiety. Resistance and anxiety go together. So I've got 3 steps for you to help you reduce resistance. Let's jump in. The first step is to understand, what is resistance? Where is it coming from? So anxiety, as you may already know, is a part of your body's intelligence. It's a part of your body's alarm system with the primary mission to keep you safe and alive. Thank you, body. This is a good thing. Our alarm system is what we need to keep us safe. But with anxiety, that alarm system oftentimes is being triggered when there's not an actual threat, or the alarm gets stuck in the on position and we feel that alarm feeling all the time. So that's what anxiety is. Now, resistance, just as the name suggests, means you're fighting off something. You want something to go away. You don't want to accept something into your experience. This is also normal and part of your body's intelligence. If something's new or unfamiliar, it's potentially unsafe. Check this out. In the cave people days, when you left the cave, took a left, found a bush, grabbed some berries, and brought them back to the cave safely without anything bad happening to you, your brain wired that in. Yay, that's good. Let's do that again. Now, let's say some other day in another week, you walk out of the cave and you turn right. Your whole body is going to have an alarm system feeling. That's anxiety. That's your body saying, don't go that way. It might not be safe. We don't know. We've never been there before. We know this way is safe, but we don't know that way is safe. So again, it's your body's primitive alarm system trying to keep you safe. That's a good thing. But resistance is something that might keep us from going to school or having an experience that's going to make our life better or having a good time with our friends. And so even though we understand what resistance is, we still want to do something about it. Now, this resistance character might show up in a lot of different outfits. It might show up wearing perfectionism. That means everything has to be perfectly right, or everything has to be all or nothing, like 100% or 0%. It also shows up whenever something is unknown, like I'm not sure what it is, so just to be safe, I'm going to say no. So resistance is a big fancy word for no. It's a member of the no gang that I'll introduce you to someday. And so I'll give you an example from my own life. I used to be a severely picky eater. I had a lot of resistance to almost all foods. My poor mom. I'm sorry, mom. And so I just, food to me, I was like, I resisted so much of it. It was really hard for me to eat well. And then in 9th grade, I started experimenting with being a vegetarian. And my mom's like, I have no idea what to feed you. This was long before there was a lot of vegetarian options in the stores. Also, when I would go to do an activity or try something, I had a lot of resistance to it. One of the reasons is because my nervous system is more sensitive than average. So everyone has a sensitive nervous system. You do. And it might be extra sensitive. That means you perceive things more or more loudly or just differently. And so when you understand that you have a sensitive nervous system and things might come into experience more loudly than it does for others, that could be auditory, it could be visual, it could be smells, and it could be touch. Like for me, I could never wear pajamas with elastic because it just, and like everything I wear has to have a certain feel to it. Otherwise I can't wear it. So that kind of sensitivity. So you're resisting something because you feel it so strongly, and it can be overwhelming. So now that you understand what resistance is, that it's actually part of your alarm system, let's understand why resistance and anxiety are BFFs and why resistance isn't that great of a friend for anxiety. Resistance and anxiety go together because when you're feeling anxious, nervous, worried about something, you're less likely to want to engage because your alarm system is on. When your alarm system isn't on and you perceive the world as safe and social, friendly and accessible, these are all ways to talk about it, then you're less likely to resist. So anxiety brings about resistance, and resistance feeds anxiety. So the more you resist something, the more anxious you're going to feel about it. What you resist persists. So this is absolutely true. Resistance is like putting gasoline on the fire. So let's talk about how to move through resistance. So step 1 is to understand. Step 2 is to welcome and allow. This one's kind of funny, right? Because we want to welcome in what we don't want to welcome in, or the experience of not wanting to welcome something in, right? So listen to this and see if it is a good fit for you. And if you're understanding this, type yes in the comments so we know you're with us, okay? So welcoming and allowing means that I might not prefer this, but I'm open to the experience of it. Your life is a beautiful tapestry full of many different colors, and it's actually the contrast of dark and light that makes something so beautiful. So even though there's something coming up in your life that you're like, I don't really want to do that, and believe me, I can totally relate, I can say, ooh, there's feelings arising in my body. So every psychological state, like resistance, and emotion, like anxiety, pairs with a physical sensation in your body. This is true, and it's one of the funnest experiments you can ever do for your self-understanding, self-regulation, and self-awareness. What's the feeling in my body that goes with that not wanting to do something, with that resistance? And instead of saying, no, 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 I refuse to do it, can you say, what's this about? What are the feelings in my body? What are the intelligent messages that my body is giving me about the environment, about the situation that I'm in? So think about this feeling in your body like a new kid in class. This kid walks in and you are curious, you're friendly, and you're interested to get to know this new kid. So if you can start to explore your sensory experiences in your body like a new kid in class that you're interested in becoming friends with, you're going to have a completely different experience when your anxious feelings and resistance arise. So that's the second step, is to welcome and allow based on physical sensations in your body. You can totally do this. It's the coolest thing. And once you start doing it, you're going to have such a higher degree of self-understanding. It's awesome. So when you feel the resistance, you'll say, no, I'm not going to school today, or whatever it is. Then say, aha, that's resistance. It's usually showing up with its BFF, anxiety. And what's that feeling in my body? How is that? So you're welcoming and allowing for greater self-understanding. Okay, once you understand what resistance is all about and learn to welcome and allow even just a tiny bit, you can say, okay, resistance, I'll visit with you for 2 minutes, and then that's it. You can make it how you want it to be. This is your journey. Then once you understand and allow, the third step is movement. Any kind of movement will help you break through resistance. All right, let's talk physics. This might be the only time you ever hear me talking about physics, so listen up. We have inertia and we have momentum, right? Inertia means that things that aren't moving tend to stay not moving. They tend to stay put. Momentum means that once things are in motion, they tend to stay in motion. So resistance is like everything has come to a complete stop, and there requires some effort to get things going. So you're like, okay, I understand physics. I understand that it's going to take me some effort to get into movement. And guess what? Once you start moving, that effort will help your anxious feelings go down. Once you begin, then the pressure's off. It's pretty amazing, and I want you to try it out and let me know how it goes. Here's some ideas for movement. Move your physical body. We have a whole video about movement and how beneficial that is. Do anything you want. Run around the house, put on some music and dance, jump on your trampoline, go shoot some hoops. Any kind of physical movement can help you break through the resistance. Slow, deep breathing is also movement, which can help you get past resistance. Move your pen on paper, writing or journaling. We have another video on that as well. Can help you move through your resistance. Talking to somebody, moving your words through your mouth can also help you move through resistance by talking it out. So any kind of movement, resistance is like ice. It freezes everything. And we are in the flow of energy. Life is a flow of energy. And when you want to get in the flow, literally, these are ways you can do it. You can move through resistance when you're ready, once you've welcomed it and allowed it. Okay, here's a super fun one that I just did yesterday. I was having some resistance about making this very video on resistance. So I did this technique. It comes from Feng Shui, the ancient art of placement of objects, and it's called Move 27 Things. That's it, move 27 things. You can pick something up and put it back down somewhere else. That counts. So move 27 things. If you want to pick up your shoes and put them away, if you want to move this from here to there, if you want to pick up a glass on the counter and put it to another part of the counter, you can do that. Count to 27, move 27 things, and that's going to help that same energy flow, get things unstuck, and that can help you move through your resistance. See, you can totally do this. I believe in you. Once you understand what's going on, you also understand how you can make simple choices and simple actions that will make a difference. You'll start to shift things and you'll be going in a direction from anxious to awesome. So this is the brave and powerful work of being with what is and making empowered choices. It doesn't mean we're always going to be safe, because that's just not how life is. But it does mean that we can be brave and we can make brave choices. So if you'd like some extra help with this, be sure to grab in the link below in the description are 5 surprisingly simple steps to help your kids feel less anxious and more awesome. If you'd like to get more of these videos, please subscribe to our channel. Give this video a like if you liked it. Share it with a friend. We're having a mental health crisis. A lot of people are dealing with anxiety, and there are ways that we can move through it together as a community, and we'd love to have you a part of our community. So subscribe to our channel. Grab your free resource guide. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you again soon.